James George, leading all rookies in batting average, showing a level of polish rarely seen in a first year. And today, he'll try to lead his team at the plate again. It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Houston Astros. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And now the center fielder, James George. He's someone you really want to keep off the bases, Chris. He has the most stolen bases in the league. That one ripped, and that's got extra bases written all over it. And it gets by him. Headed for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. The throw to third, and he's out, trying for three. This play doesn't cost him, inning over. We head on down to the top of the third. It's the Astros 1 and the Angels nothing. This is AL West action on MLB The Show. On to the third inning. So in now for the Angels, Nick Madrigal. The 2-1. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. Reaching for it, makes the catch. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one.
Up next for the Astros, the center fielder, number 2, James George.
In there for strike one.
Well, these Astros just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now. Triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. Here's the left fielder, Joey Loperfido. And that one hit to first. 1 at second. And 2. What a play. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters, even if you give up a solo shot.
This to third, Cabrera. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Up next for the Astros, the left fielder, number 10, Joey.
So next up for Houston, James George.
The center fielder, number 2, James George.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
The 1-0.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
There's the strike, 95 of that one.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Loperfido waiting in the on-deck circle.
They can get him up. He'd represent the tying run, so critical pitch right here.
Well struck left field. Carrying well. Gone. It finds the Crawford boxes. A home run. And just like that, they're within a run. This crowd has really come alive. This place is loud.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch, absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
George, certainly not the reason they lost this game. Put together 3 hits, one of them a home run.
Can't say enough about what he did for him in this one. They lost, but it was in spite of his huge effort. It's easy to see why he's a key contributor for him.
James George up next for the Astros. Chris, he leads the way with the best batting average on the team. George launched a homer in his most recent game. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. That is the inning. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On to the second inning now from Dyken Park. Angels are out in front 4-1. This is Astros baseball on the show, Houston. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position.
Designated hitter, George.
A lot of folks believed he could make an early impact this year, and that's exactly what he's done. Lots of extra base hits, and his confidence seems to be growing with every game he plays.
Slow curveball drops in for a strike. Runner at second, 2 down here in the last half of the third. Back up the middle and a base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. The throw's offline, he's safe. And they trail by 1. Jose Altuve up to hit here.
The second baseman, Jose Altuve.
In the dirt, runner goes for second. And now a man into scoring position.
Some really good base running instincts right there. Ball in the dirt and no hesitation. Just took off and moved up to second.
Man at second. Base hit. George coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. Safe. In comes the run from second. Tie ball game, 4-4.
The batter, number 2.
George matched a homer in his last game. This one in the air, right field. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for the Astros, the second baseman.
Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve. 1-2 now. Altuve waits. Swing, and that one's hammered. Deep drive. Way back there. Boom. Jose Altuve will touch them all. His 7th home run of the season. And they add on. It's 7-4. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot.
So, Singy, this is a little bit of a surprise. A guy known for line drives gets one over the fence.
Well, if you're a little too early, you'll get some elevation in the ball, get out of the ballpark. For him, it's kind of a mistake. But you know what? When you have such a good approach, every now and then you're going to run into one.
George, the next to hit, takes ball 1. The Astros down by a pair here at the bottom of the 7th. Outside, and it's 2-0.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Hey. Hit weakly on the ground.
Beat it out, beat it out.
Throw to first in time.
Good late bite on that slider. Got the hitter out in front, rolled over on it. Exactly what he was supposed to do.
The second baseman.
George had a good day at the office, even in defeat.
He definitely made a difference for him in this one. Even in defeat, he can hold his head high.
If you don't want to say something, if you don't want to say, if you don't want to say something, if you don't want to say, what you meant to cut me, what you meant to stunt me, trying to hunt me, cause you'll never confront me. Nah, get to the front, let's see you get to the point. Let's see you challenge your mental if it's a battle you want. Don't mean to rattle you up, it's a hike, it's a climb to be whatever you want, but not this. You don't want this, never you don't. I bar off when I go for the
trains in New York City roll thunder down the line. The teachers rise in Richmond as they sleep in San Antonio, while the harbor lights on Baltimore.
James George getting set for this one. His team leading its division. Can they continue to churn out wins? It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Houston Astros. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And on the mound today, James George. And Singing, it's not hard to see, he's been outstanding.
Well, you just take a look at the numbers, ERA in the low ones. He's clearly been one of the best pitchers in the league this year. I mean, just dynamic stuff. It's electric as well as it comes through the zone. Hitters trying to figure out what he's doing. So hard to think with. And the only bad thing for him is that your ERA can really only go up. It's hard to take it down lower unless you throw a shutout. So we'll see what he's got in this one.
And we're underway.
First pitch, 7-10.
Fought off foul. Neto went deep in his most recent game. The 1-1. On the ground right side. Oh, he gloves it from his knees. The throw. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Batting second, the first baseman.
Nolan Shanuel, the next to hit for the Angels. George ready to go again after the error.
Yeah, tough break, but needs a quick out right here. The good ones, they've got short memories, Boo.
That's a laser base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. And they're at the corners with nobody out.
Batting third, the second baseman.
So much of good hitting is finding holes in the defense. That's why you're always thinking line drive into the gap. Those kinds of swings really boost your confidence.
Christian Moore, the next to hit. Homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. And that's in there for strike one. That's a strike.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
Just misses. Ball two.
That's when you always want as a pitcher, down at the knees, and it looked to me like he's barking. That's a strike. Doesn't change the call, but sometimes it helps to let that frustration out a little bit.
Out to short, Pena. Off balance feed, there's one. Safe at first, they won't get them both, and the runner comes in from third.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
George taking a moment here after giving up the run.
Yeah, not out of this jam yet, Boog. Needs to limit the damage here.
Ball, that's up there. Hey!
Man at first, one away. The 1-1 is fouled off. The 1-2. Up the middle. Pena. There's one. Double play. What a twin killing to end the inning. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Angels 1 and the Astros nothing. This is AL West action on MLB The Show. One out, runner at second. James George digs in now.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion and he's in full speed.
That's a ball.
Slider for a strike. On the ground to third.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Madrigal
come on.
on to first. That's it out.
Batting fourth, center fielder number 16, Zach.
Top of the second. Here's the Angels catcher, Jonah Heim. Heim with a homer in his last game. Right through there for a strike. Heim working through some struggles lately.
Yeah, they say baseball is a game of failure, and that's true even for longtime major leaguers. Sometimes you'll have tough stretches just like this, but he's an experienced vet. He'll probably right the ship soon. I think that was just a case of a hitter quitting on a pitch. He was looking fastball and didn't see it out of the hand and just left the bat on his shoulder. That was a changeup right over the plate. Probably not the location he was looking for, but the change of speeds is what fooled him, and he got the out.
Christian Franklin, the next to hit, takes outside. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Foul ball. Tied up here in the early going. And that one almost got him. And that's a strikeout looking. And he strikes out the side. 2 aboard, 2 outs.
Number 2, designated hitter, George.
Lined, and that's a base hit. Correa on his horse and coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they take a 3-run lead. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Zach Cole up next for the Astros. 2 on, 2 outs. Runner on the go. In the dirt, blocked. And there's no throw. He's in there at second with a stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Ripped to short. Inning over, and it could have been worse. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well. Kyren Paris leading things off and takes a strike. On the corner for a strike. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along. Here's Nick Madrigal. Sat out last night's game, but back in there today. And first offering is fouled off. Madrigal goes 5 feet 7 inches, hitting 9th in today's lineup. He joined the team as a free agent. High fly ball, right field. Myers under it. And a couple of quick outs.
The batter, number 9.
Back to the top of the Angels lineup. Now it's the shortstop, Zach Neto. Liner to second and picked on the hop. Throws to first in time. Angels retired 1-2-3. George back on the mound. The margin is slim and the bats are big.
Yeah, this is a dangerous part of the lineup, Boog, but a little execution goes a long way.
This one popped up. One up, one down. So up next, Christian Moore. Yeah. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Just overmatched on that fastball right there, and it wasn't like he was set up for it by something off speed earlier in the at-bat. Just came right after him with 3 straight, and he had no answer for it.
Number 3 in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up. Excellent arm action on that 2-strike changeup. Just missed. Man, he wanted that call.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Angels held in check. George back at it, pitching with the lead.
Yeah, it's always a little easier, but only if you protect it, Boog. He's got to lock in here. Can't let this game seesaw. You know, these Angels being a little too patient at the plate in this game. They found themselves behind in the count quite a bit. They're trying to be patient, but it's mostly resulting in outs, not base runners. And you could argue it's making things more difficult at the plate.
In the air to left center, Loperfido has a beat on it, and there's one down.
I mean, they're getting hittable pitches. That's why they're called strikes. But going back to the dugout, knowing you could have done something with what you got is frustrating for hitters.
This one in the air. Pena. Two down.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there. I think he tried to do a little bit too much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
Campero takes a ball as he stands in for the second time.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
And he swings through that one. Got him swinging. Picks up strikeout number 7. And back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Yusei Kikuchi.
Well, he's had trouble at times keeping the ball in the park this season. Something to keep in mind here.
Ground ball left side. Whips it to first. One pitch and one out.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Back here in Houston, start of the 6th, John Shambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Kyron Paris.
Hey!
Strike 2.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Here's a 1-2. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Strikeout number 8. Nick Madrigal, the next to hit for the Angels.
Nick Madrigal.
He's been very consistent with his command out there on the mound, consistently throwing at the knees. Pretty impressive when a guy can repeat his delivery like this.
The 0-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
George thought that was a strike, and here's the challenge. So the call stands. So they'll lose their first challenge. The Stros leading by 3, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Got him. Now 2 out.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
That one fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. Towards first, and that one handled. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. It's the Astros 4. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Merrill Kelly.
Well, he's been hit pretty hard at times this season, as you see with the big ERA. So this is an important outing for him to get on the right track.
George in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
That one's in there. Strike 1. Lined, and that's a base hit.
Find it.
So a man aboard now with 1 away. And here is Zach Cole. Here's a 1-1. Runner on the go. On the ground to third. Slings to first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion. Joey Loperfido up next for the Astros.
The left fielder, number 10, Joey Loperfido.
Man on second, 2 down. And ball 4 to avoid.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
The right fielder, number 6,
Jake Myers getting ready to hit. 3-0 down. He's trying for third, and they're all loaded up.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Sam Huff will hit next.
The catcher, Sam Huff.
And a 1-2. On the ground to first. Out to escape a bases-loaded jam unscathed. Astros leave them loaded. They lead this one, though, 5-1.
This sound like Stevie put ribbons in the sky, put them high, shattered like ceiling sprinkle.
George with a solid two-way performance in this ballgame.
They'll take games like this from him pretty much every time out. He did his part for the team and then some.
Saw the northern lights today. It's been a long time coming and
so 2 down. James George up next for the Astros. George recently earned Rookie of the Month honors.
The way this kid played over the last month, it's no wonder he got recognized for it. We'll see if he can keep it up as the league adjusts to him, though.
Swing and a ground ball, and it goes just foul. Two down, nobody on. And it's fouled away.
Well, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
The 1-2. Swing and a line drive and a base hit up the middle. And that keeps the inning alive.
All right, get it back there.
Good start for him to this ball game tonight. And I always talk about get a knock in your first at bat. It just makes your confidence at such a higher level for the potential of having a big night.
So digging in, Jake Myers. And a 1-2. Runner on the go. On the ground right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0.
The batter, number 2, designated hitter
George turning some heads with this recent stretch of impressive play. Out to short, Neto. There with plenty of time, and that ends the inning. One hit in the inning, a solo homer. On to the top of the 5th we go. Angels 2 and the Astros 1. This is AL West. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now here's the Astros designated hitter, James George.
Well, these Astros, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Out to short.
Come on, run it, run it, run it.
Throw on to Santana. One away, bottom of the 6th.
Well, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
George didn't do a whole lot in the win.
Didn't light the world on fire, but he held up his end today. I'm sure he'd like to have a better game, but a win is a win.
all die. They ain't feeling sympathetic for the small guy. I don't think I'ma regret it when the cars fly. Ain't nothing really like it used to. Wake the neighbors up like a rooster. It's a booster, help me see the future. I believe in karma, so let's do some. I know you cooped up. I know that LA running, I'll call a Uber. I know that LA weather got you confused, but when you walk in my house, pick your shoes up. I let my hang, I let my chain swing. I'm on a 101, we're doing the same thing. I need a 101 on how I'm supposed to maintain.
James George, ready to go. When his team needs a big swing, he's delivered, leading all rookies in RBIs this season, looking to add to that total today. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Houston Astros. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So 2 down. Now the left fielder, Dominic Canzone. 0-1. Swing and a line drive and a base hit out into left center field. Lead runner makes the turn at second, and that'll put runners at the corners with 2 away.
That is fifth, the second baseman.
James George up next for the Astros. Really interesting to see him continuing his career as a two-way player at the major league level. Definitely always a topic of conversation around the game.
Because it's so rare in baseball history, it gets people excited. He's a great athlete to be able to do this kind of thing.
Here's 0-1. In the air to left center. Rodriguez under it. And that's the 3rd out. 1 hit, 1 left. We played 2 full. We're tied, 0-0. First and second, 1 out. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like he could thrive in one of those sports too. Base hit into center field. Here comes the runner. To the plate, and he's out.
Well, he just ran through a stop sign right there. Third base coach had both hands up, trying to hold him at the base. He decided to go anyway, and he's out by a lot at the plate. I'm sure the third base coach and the manager are pretty frustrated right now.
Still only 1 out here in the inning.
The center fielder, number 2, George.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2. Get out of this.
And the 1-0. That one fouled off. Two on, 1 out. Slice to right. And that's a fair ball. Coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they take a 3-run lead.
Well done. Drives in the run. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Runners at the corners here, 1 away. Joey Loperfido up next for the Astros. The 2-1. Runner takes off in the dirt. And that's a stolen base, not even close. That's 20 stolen bases for him this season. The Astros trying to break this one open. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. In the air, right field. Bader has a beat on it. He's got it. Both runners tagging. Relay to third. Safe. And they add to their lead as the run scores from third.
There you go. Nice little RBI there. It's a great at bat. Got the job done.
So a runner at third, 2 men out. Cam Smith digs in now.
Well, a really rough inning out there on the mound. And this is one of those where you learn a lot about a guy's toughness and his ability to turn the page and keep pressing forward.
That is the inning. So they move out in front after a 4-run outburst. We're headed to the 5th. It's the Astros 4 and the Mariners nothing. This is AOS action on MLB The Show.
Up next for the Astros, the center fielder, number 2, James George.
That to right. Bader in position. And that is that. 5 innings complete. It's the Astros 8 and the Mariners nothing. This is AOS action on MLB The Show. Runner on at first with 1 gone. So next up for Houston, James George. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Makes a nice grab at a full sprint. 2 away down.
Up next for the Astros, the left fielder, number 10.
George with a good game to help lift them to the win. Singled and knocked in a run.
Didn't light the world on fire, but he held up his end today. I'm sure he'd like to have a better game, but a win is a win.
Up in the sky on them clear black nights. You see me? Scorpio child, it was written in the stars. I will be the one with 900,000 bars. Take rap there and back and right back there. Over and again, this is so not fair. You gotta show those we don't fear. You gotta arm me, will pardon me, I'm not scared. Out my way, I'm getting a piece of paper out there. You in denial if you think I'm not top tier. Just a dirty. I'm a dirty New Yorker who love to crack over your head. I'm over their heads. I'm over being angry and just focus the bread. Magnify my brand, larger than life. That's how we living, like I'm fresh from 1,000 nights. In that prison box, hot pot, 5-minute rice. Then I'm Germany, baiting, tossing it.
Gemini child, it was written in the stars. Born God body, you are looking at a God. Went to A&D, mad P, phone mark. The rest history, you know we took it mad far. Rap duel, travel the world like Nat Geo. Work myself through the matrix, a black Neo. Got real, had to pack torpedo. No.
1 out, man at first. Josh Naylor up next for the Mariners.
Naylor.
Runner on the move. That's hard hit in the line. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Here's Rodriguez trying to score. He will score and they take the lead. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Back here in Houston, bottom of the inning. So the Houston Astros putting together a terrific season so far, about a third of the way in. And Singy, they had high expectations coming into the year, and so far they looked the part completely.
For sure, Boog. I mean, these guys are winning at a very high rate, competitive in every single game. It's been impressive. Plenty of season still to go, of course, but they look like a team that's built for October.
There's a strike.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine.
Up the middle. That's a hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Right there does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
And stepping in for the Astros, Joey Loperfido. George gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. And this one squirts away from the catcher. And now a man in the scoring position. The 1-2. Runner on the go again. Base hit center field. Headed to the plate. He will score. It's an RBI single. It's 7-2.
Steal second base, get into scoring position, come through with the base knock, you add a run.
George stepping in now. Tough matchup here when you're facing someone that throws 97 miles an hour on the black.
Yeah, Boo, forget the scouting report. He's just got to step in the box and trust his instincts.
Right through there for a strike.
If he doesn't get a knock right here, that pitch he just took is going to eat at him for a while. You might not see another pitch like that from a top-level guy like this.
This one in the air right field, and that'll fall for a base hit. And that's a one-out single.
All right. Attaboy.
Up next for the Astros.
Digging in, Joey Loperfido.
Number 10, Joey Loperfido.
Runner takes off. In there for strike three. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And that's another stolen base for the league leader. So, runner at second, 2 down. Cam Smith up next for the Astros. Man at second. In the air out to center. Rodriguez heads towards it. Brings it in for the third out. No runs, one hit, no errors, and a man left. On to inning number 4. It's the Mariners 7 and the Astros 4. This is AL West action on MLB The Show. As we go to the top of the 4th, and stepping in for the Mariners, Josh Naylor. The 0-2. That's smacked on a line to center. Can't get there. Base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
The center fielder, number 2, James George.
Well, these Astros really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
And that drops in for a strike. Laser to the gap should score the run. Correa on his horse and coming home. He boots it. In comes the run from second.
Big Big-time at bat right there. Comes through, and they're back within a run. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Joey Loperfido up next for the Astros. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Last half of inning number 5. He's trying for third. Pitch kicks away. A wild pitch, and the tying run is now 90 feet away. Here's a 1-2. Smoked on the ground to second. Throws to first in time. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, that's a productive at bat right there. I'm sure he wanted a knock, but puts the ball in play. Brings that run in from third. Ties up the ball game.
Swing and a ball line to center. Base hit! To third. Not in time. He's safe.
Here's a ball that's hit right back up the middle. Clearly a base hit. I mean, that's one of those where you're expecting a guy from second to score.
First and second, one out. James George up next for the Astros.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
Right through there for a strike.
There was a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Now the 0-1.
That's the ball.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Now that's smacked to right center. No one can get there. It falls in. Caught the run down now. In comes the run from second. They put the tag on him, and that's out number 2. James George up next for the Astros.
Center fielder, number 2, James George.
Here comes the 0-1. Foul ball.
Nope, ball 1.
In the air, right field. Bader settles underneath it, and that is that. One left for Houston, but they remain in front 11-8. All set to start the 9th in this one. And stepping in for the Mariners, Cole Young. Hader, multi-time All-Star. He features a 2-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a changeup. Here's the 0-2. Line drive, base hit. Around first and hustling for second. The throw in. Not in time. That's a leadoff double.
Oh, this has been a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. Really important at bat coming up now.
Sensational showing in the win. 4 hits and a pair of runs batted in.
I'll tell you, Boog, I was excited every time he came off. When a player is locked in like he was, it's a really special feeling. Great job in this one.
James George comes into this one fresh off a 4-hit game. Shades of Tony Gwynn. That's the kind of contact any team would take in their lineup. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Houston Astros. First pitch coming your way next. George digging in, big-time pitcher, so he better have a plan, Singy. Otherwise, it's a short trip.
Yeah, Boogie's just got to pick a pitch and go. No guessing, no hesitation.
George was tearing up the base paths in his last game with 3 steals. And there's a foul ball.
Those 3 stolen bases in his last game, man, he made it look easy.
Didn't you swipe 3 bags in a game against the Tigers once?
Yeah, that was a fun game for me, but not so much for Brandon Inge, who was behind the dish that day.
And he grounds one to the right side. Into the outfield, base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
Good start for him to this ball game tonight. And I always talk about get a knock in your first at bat. It just makes your confidence at such a higher level for the potential of having a big night.
Struck him out looking.
Oh, nice job right there. He struck him out twice. The pitch before looked like it was strike 3. Doesn't get the call. Bears down. Throws another quality pitch for the strikeout.
Out to short. They get the force. And that is the inning. A couple of hits in the inning, but they can't get him home. We head on now. George digging in, missed opportunity just now, but still a chance with 2 away. Big spot here, Singy.
Yeah, got to shake it off and keep grinding. A base hit here changes everything.
Line drive, base hit. 1 run's in. Here's the throw. The second run scores. It's a 2-run single. 3-2, they take the lead.
Comes through to drive in a pair and give them the lead. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
First and second, 2 outs. Joey Loperfido will hit next. On the ground, right side. Over to first. Inning over, and it could have been worse. 3 runs for them here, and they move ahead. 3 innings complete. It's the Astros 3 and the Mariners 2. This is AL West action on MLB The Show. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now here's the Astros designated hitter, James George. George, just 19 years old. He's knocked in 9 over his last 10 games. On the ground to short, Volpe. Long throw to first. 1 away, bottom of the 6th.
Up next for the Astros, the left fielder, number 10, Joey.
1 down. And next is the designated hitter, James George. And a swing and a miss. Late with the swing there.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Ball, outside.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
That was a tough slide.
George had a good day at the office, even in defeat.
Not his best showing, but I hope he isn't too self-critical after they took the loss. Some things to build on in this game.